Hello, very good afternoon to all of you. Today we are going to study the history of electricity. So, before going into the depth, let us see the basic occurrence of electricity, natural occurrence of electricity that is proved as well. Okay, so if we see the lightning activity is also a form of electricity, and that is proved by the Benjamin Franklin kite experiment that was in 1752. It proved the lightning activity to be electricity. Okay, now static amber rod rubbed with cat fur. This all we have seen this activity. If we just simply rub, you can say a comb to our hairs, there will be there will be some kind of charges will generate. Okay, so this experiment is seen by each of us, and now electric fish is there, electric eels, electric catfish, others are there. These are natural occurrence of electricity. Now operation, and see, Lungi Galvini in 1791 proved that electricity is what makes the nerve work. That is very important. So Lungi Galvini in 1791 proved that the electricity is what makes the nerve to work and brain activities. So these are the natural occurrence of electricity. Now let us see some invention related to the electricity. So if we go to the pages of the history, then we will find that the electromagnetism united electricity and magnetism in year 1891. 1819, sorry, in year 1819. Faraday invented the electrical motor in year 1821. In 1830, several inventors created the telegraphs. Alexander Graham Bell invented the telephone in 1876. Thomson Edison invented the electrical bulb in 1879, and Nikola Tesla invented the alternating current. So these are some basic inventions which are related to the electricity, and these inventions have proved to be quite important and quite relevant for the current scenario of the electricity. Okay, now let us move ahead. So there is always a fight between the AC and DC. From the very beginning, initially there was DC only, uh, but there is always a continuous repercussion between which is better, whether the AC is better or DC is better. For that purpose, in this lecture, I have introduced, or we can say that I have planned to discuss all the advantages and disadvantages of both the systems, like AC system and DC system. And after going through these advantages and disadvantages, we will decide which system is better, whether the AC system is better or DC system is better. So let us move ahead. Now, as far as the advantage of DC system is concerned, in case of a DC system, the two conductors will be used for transmission, while in case of a AC system, three conductors will be used. Okay. Now, in case of a DC system, there is no inductance and surges in case of a DC transmission. Since in case of a DC transmission, there is no inductance, so that will be very beneficial. Let us see how. Now, due to absence of inductance, there are very low voltage drop in a DC transmission line as compared to that in case of a AC transmission line. Okay, so due to the lack of inductance, there is less voltage drop in case of a DC transmission line as compared to that in case of a AC transmission line. So in DC, no concept of skin effect is there. Okay, and therefore small cross section area of the conductor is required. This is very important point, I must tell you. As you all are aware, you must be knowing a bit about the skin effect. So I will be telling the skin effect. What will happen is that whenever we are having a AC transmission, okay, whenever we are having a AC transmission, the current tends to flow to the skin of the conductor. Current will tend to flow to the skin of the conductor. Let us have a small drawing here. Okay, let us have a small drawing here and then we will try. See, if we are having uh, AC transmission line, okay, then current will tend to flow. Suppose this is my conductor. This is the conductor cross section area. This is the conductor cross section area. And for if now it is suppose here the current is flowing. Here in entire section the current will be flowing. Then what will happen is that the current will tend to flow to the out skin of the conductor. This is skin effect. The reason of the skin effect we will be dealing in the due course, because we have just started the power system. So okay, so in the skin effect, what will happen is that the current will be flowing to the skin of the conductor, this outer layer of the conductor. Okay, as we in the lesser current will be flowing to the center of the conductor, all the current will be flowing to this, you can say, outer layer of the conductor. Okay, so that is skin effect for me, right? So that is the thing. So that was the third advantage of the DC transmission. Due to the absence of inductance, there are very low voltage drop in a DC transmission line, and also there is no skin effect. Okay, so if the skin effect is not there, so a small cross section area of the conductor will be required. And the detail of the skin effect we will be dealing up in the due course. Now, in a DC system, has less potential stress over the AC system for the same voltage level. Therefore, a DC line requires less insulation. See, a DC system is less stress as compared to the AC system. Therefore, whatever the insulation is required in case of a DC system, it is lesser than that of in case of a AC system. That is also an advantage of a DC system. In a DC system, there is no interference with the communication line. So in a DC system, there is no interference in a communication line. And while in case of an AC system, there will be the interference with the communication line. Now, see, in the DC system, you can say corona loss is very less, because see, corona loss is when we see the chapter of corona loss is proportional to frequency. For if now we can just remember that corona loss is proportional to frequency. Okay, now in case of a DC transmission, what will happen? Frequency is zero. If the frequency is zero, then what will happen? If the frequency is zero, then the corona loss will be. For if now we can remember this. Now, so in a DC, corona loss is less. Now, high voltage DC transmission, there is no dielectric losses. We are very much familiar that in case of a DC transmission, there will not be any dielectric loss. In a DC transmission, there are no difficulty in synchronizing and stability problem. Okay, see, in case of a AC, there is definitely a problem of synchronizing. The synchronizing problem for in general, we can say that the two system, suppose if the system is working on a frequency 50 hertz, then the two system can be synchronized considering the frequency to be very much similar. Okay, so we do have some methods for that, but what we are doing is synchronization is only possible when the frequency match will be there, right? So synchronization problem is not there in case of a DC system, and if the synchronization problem is not there, then stability problems is also not there with the DC, right? So that is the advantage of DC. Now, DC system is more efficient than AC system, and therefore the rate of price of the tower, poles, insulator, and conductor are low, and system is economical. So as we have discussed, in case of a DC system, what will happen? Small conductor is required. Okay, small cross section is required. So in case of a DC system, since small cross section area is required, okay, so if the small cross section area is required, then you know that the strength of tower will also be lesser as compared to that of a AC system, because in case of AC system, large cross section area is required, and if the large cross section area is required, it means the strength of the tower is also you can say height of the tower, strength of the tower will also more will be in demand. Okay, Therefore, the cost of the tower poles will all increase. As in case of an DC system is less stressed, so the insulation is not required that much in the DC system. So the insulation cost is also reduced. Conductor low cross section area of the conductor is used, so the conductor is also economical. So overall, these are the advantages of the DC system. Okay. So these are the advantages of the DC system which we have studied. Now let us see the disadvantages of the DC system. So these are the advantages of the DC system we have seen. Now let us see the disadvantages of DC system. So till now we have studied the advantages of the DC system. Now let us study the disadvantages, because definitely the DC system is having some disadvantages. That's why the DC system is not preferred. Okay, to that extent. Now let us see the disadvantages of the DC system. So see, as you have studied in power electronics, there is commutation. Okay, due to the commutation problem, the electric power cannot be produced as a higher voltage. Okay, in case of a DC system, the electrical power cannot be produced at a higher voltage due to the commutation problem. Because this you have studied in case of machines, you have studied this commutation issue. So due to this issue, the electrical power cannot be produced at a higher DC voltage. And we very well know that the transmission losses will be less if the transmission voltage is high. Okay, so due to that reason, electrical power cannot be produced at a higher voltage. So that is a disadvantage of a DC system. Now, for the higher voltage transmission, in case of a DC system, we do not have any some equipment by which we can step up the voltage to a very high level. Okay, we cannot step up the DC voltage to a high level. As in case of AC, we are having transformer, because but in DC we do not have any equipment to step up the voltage. Okay, that's why this is also a disadvantage of the AC system. Now there is a limit to the DC switches and circuit breaker. So since see, DC switches and circuit breaker are not very readily available. So and if available, they are costly. So that is also limit to the right. Now a motor generator set for a DC system, motor generator set is used to down the level of the DC voltage, and the efficiency of the motor generator set is lower than a transformer efficiency is very high. So due to which the system will become more complicated if we are using motor generator set, and at the same time it will be costly as well. Okay, now the level of DC, we know that in case of a DC we do not have some transformer type of thing. Therefore stepping up, stepping down in case of a DC is very difficult. That is the major drawback of DC. That's why the AC, you can overcame the DC. Okay, so that was the major disadvantage, because even for an electronic system we do need some voltage like 5 volts, 9 volts, like by 20 22 volts, 15 volts, right? Okay, so that is not very easily for a DC system. So these are the disadvantages of the DC system. Now let us move ahead and let us try to have a glimpse of AC system. So let us see the advantages first. Let us see the advantages of AC system. So if we see the advantages of AC system, okay. So if we see the advantages of AC system, so in case of a AC system, the circuit breaker is cheap than a DC circuit breaker, and also readily available. The DC circuit breakers are not very readily available. So the repairing and maintenance of the AC substations is easy and inexpensive as compared to DC substation, due to the same reason, because the AC switches and breakers are readily available, whereas the DC breakers and switches are not very readily available. Okay, that's why the you can say repairing and maintenance of a AC system is better than that of a DC system. And level of AC can be increased or decreased, maybe step up or step down very easily by means of transformer. Okay, so that is the major advantage of the AC system or the DC system. Only due to this system, please remember, only due to this system, our current transmission system is predominantly AC system. Okay. Our current transmission system is predominantly AC. Predominantly AC system, right? So that is the thing. So now let us study the disadvantages of the AC system as well. We will see. So let us study the disadvantages of the AC system. Okay. Now let us study the disadvantages of the AC system. So first of all, whatever the advantage was there with the DC system, somehow that is the disadvantages of AC system. So in case of a AC system, the size of the conductor is greater. Why the size of the conductor is greater? Because in case of a AC system, there is the problem of skin effect. Okay, due to that purpose, the size of the conductor is taken as on higher side. As in case of a DC system, there is no skin effect. So that's why the size of the conductor is more in case of AC system. Now, second point, the cost of the AC transmission is greater than a DC transmission. As we have studied that the size of the conductor will be, you can say, lesser, will be lesser in case of a DC system. Therefore, and the entire network, entire network will be cheaper in the case of a DC transmission system as compared to that in case of a AC transmission system. Because if the size of the conductor is more, then you need a more strength pole. Okay, more strength to pole you need. Okay, and the length of the pole will also increase. Okay, that's why the AC transmission system is costlier, and you can also say that the insulation required in case of a DC is lesser than in case of in case of a AC. That is also the reason the AC transmission is more costlier than DC transmission. Now, due to skin effect, there is losses. There is losses in the AC system. Due to skin effect, there is definitely losses in case of a AC system. And AC lines, they have capacitance as well. And due to the capacitance, continuous power loss. When no load line and suppose in case of AC system is load is reduced to a certain level, then due to the capacitance present, there will be continuous. That is also easy. Other line losses due to inductance. Due to inductance, there is voltage drop, there is losses. In case of AC system, more insulation is required. Corona is there in case of AC system, as I have already told that the corona loss is proportional to frequency. And since the DC frequency is zero, so the corona loss will be lesser in case of a DC system than that in case of AC system. And AC system, it interferes with the nearby telecommunication lines. For that, you can just simplify. You can just see that whenever a current carrying conductor flows in a wire, then around that surrounding of that current carrying conductor, there will be some field, and that field will be interfering with the nearby telecommunication lines, and due to which the signal which will be flowing in the telecommunication line will be distorted. Okay, so that is also difficult. So DC system is more efficient as compared to AC system. That is for the same reason, because the losses is less in case of a DC system because there is no inductance and all. So DC system is more efficient as compared to AC system. Now there is no reactive power in case of a reactive power controlling problem in case of a AC system. Okay, so there is a reactive power controlling system in case of a AC system, because in DC there is no reactive power type of. So that reactive power controlling is also a problem in case of a AC system. So now, as we have studied both the advantages of AC system, advantages of DC system, and disadvantages of both the system, now it is the verdict time. Okay, let us analyze which system is used. As I have already told, the system used in today's life is predominantly AC. So let us give our verdict for that. Okay, so now it's verdict time. As I have already told you that is our system, whatever we are in, is predominantly an AC system. Okay, why considering the advantages of DC system, why not it is a DC system? So these are the basic two reasons why our system is predominantly an AC system. Okay, the AC is the natural voltage and current generated by the rotating machine, right? A magnet which is rotating inside the set of coils, and in the alternator, these are situated in a frame of machine, and fixed position, so the output can be connected directly to them. Okay, so we can take directly the output in case of a AC machine. Whereas in case of a DC machine, the voltage is generated and then that voltage is converted to DC by commutator and brushes. Okay, this you all must have known because you have studied the machines. In case of a DC, this is important. In case of a DC, whatever the voltage is generated, that voltage is converted to AC. Okay, by using commutator and brushes, and which connect the voltage to the outside world. So there is losses. There is losses of power because of the current must pass through the brushes. So there is loss because the current must pass through the bush. So the generation, or in short, we can say that the AC generation is more efficient as compared to DC generation. Instead of this entire sentence, we can say that the AC generation is much more efficient than DC generation. That's why the AC system is. Now, second advantage, AC is very easy to step up and step down. Okay, at any level. For example, the transmission has to at very high level because as we increase the voltage of the transmission, the losses will reduce. Okay, so the transmission has to be at very high level. So in AC, we have transformer for that. And suppose for a you can say for electronic system, we need 5 volt, 9 volt, 15 volt, 22 volt. For that as well, we do have transformers. So AC have a very nice flexibility. Okay, and that flexibility is not at all is with the DC. So due to these two reasons, our system, whatever we are using, is predominantly an AC system. So in today's lecture, we have studied the comparison between the AC and DC system. That is a very wide topic. People are very arguing, why not DC, why not AC. So today's lecture, we have seen the advantages and disadvantages of both the system. But I would like to include one more point, is that for a very specific operation, for a very long distance, DC is still preferred. Our system is predominantly AC, means AC is dominating, but at a certain due to certain constant at a certain you can say long distance, DC is still preferred. The examples I will be telling in the next lecture. So thank you for patiently listening to me. Thank you.